Millennials are sharing why they don't want to have kids, Jordan. I'm 33 male. I have no kids. I always said that if I was going to have any kids, I would have to have an amazing partner for the journey. I have not found anyone who fits that criteria, so I have no kids.
Are they married?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I hope not, if they don't have found an amazing partner.
I'm 43 and spayed. I can be stable for one person, but not two.
Yep, I'm 35, and I had my vasectomy done last year. No kids for me. That's weird.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snap, snip, snap.
I helped raise my sister's kids while I was a teen and knew then that I didn't want any of my own. You know, I would say, fair enough. If you actually went through the experience of doing it as a teenager, it's not like you can say, I don't even want to try. I don't think I could do it. It's like, no, I did it. And now I'm... They're just not mine.
I'm almost 42 and no kids. I have 2 dogs that are my children. Oh. I have a niece who's almost 13 and I enjoy being an aunt. The state of the world would be too much for me. I've heard this one, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand that, but at the same time, it's sick that like the government can control you so much that you think that you're rebelling by not having children. You know what I mean? But it's really, the government's so evil that they're controlling you so much that they're like, you don't want to have kids because we're so bad. And you don't have kids.
We don't need future taxpayers.
Welcome everyone to the brand new Blimey Cow Podcast YouTube channel. Every Friday, we make the world a little less messy. My name is Jordan.
And I'm Josh, hoping that you will join us for BlimeyCon 2024, happening September 20th to 22nd here in Nashville. We've been, we're gonna do summer camp.
Summer camp BlimeyCon, but it's really Blimey Camp.
It's gonna be seriously so fun. We've had a ton of signups, and prices go up July 1st. So go to blimeycow.com/BlimeyCon2024. Please come down and join us.
Yeah,
we're so excited.
Live video recordings, games, tons and tons of activities. Bonfires, s'mores, you know, we're gonna do it all. So head to blimeycow.com/BlimeyCon2024. And yeah, ticket prices increase on July 1st.
If you want a free Blimey Cow t-shirt, then head over to supportblimeycow.com. When you join, you get a free Blimey Cow shirt as our way of saying thank you. You also get exclusive video content like a bonus segment of the podcast here or bonus messages. So head over to supportblimeycow.com today to join the best community on the internet. And we can finally say, Jordan, you were playing Survivor.
I was, and you know, it's funny. Somebody said, I thought that you were playing because I watched the podcast, and Josh, he mentioned Survivor and was like, but Jordan wouldn't know anything about that.
I was trying to give the players clues. So yeah, we hosted. I'm hosting currently a game of Survivor over Slack. It's anonymous, so nobody knows who anybody is. And I text Jordan. I was like, Jordan, do you want to play Survivor? He's never played before.
Yeah,
and you did really well.
I did. It's a whole story about what happened. It is, but it's great. I made a lot of friends. That was my point in playing. I didn't want to win the game. I got very far in the game, but that wasn't my point. The point in playing was to meet a bunch of you who are in the community. Because you know me, I meet people if I'm playing games or doing sports. That's how I connect with people. So I was like, oh well, you know, I struggle sometimes online to connect with people because I feel like I'm not getting online as much as you know, as some people. So this was really good. I made a lot of great friends, and I'm very, very, very pleased with the result.
I love running the Survivor games for that exact reason. Yeah. For some reason, the friendships that form from those games, that's actually how we met Emily Valdez.
Oh, really?
Was through playing. She just joined our game, and then she became a part of that crew.
Well, my closest alliance in that game, Link, we all had like avatars of our favorite characters.
Video games.
So my friend's name was Link on there, and she was like, my friend is so invested in this game. Like, if one of us goes home, she's gonna cry. She was like saying everything that was going on because they were like working together, just on their actual jobs in real life. But she was like, she might become a patron because she wants to do this so much. So we'll see. Might have another person. Awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. Don't forget to check out the Clips channel. Everything you love about the podcast, but without this darn pesky time commitment. New clips uploaded every single day at Blimey Cow Clips.
Top stories.
Josh, top story for us. It's the only top story of this week. Sorry, I'm crying. We're talking about something funny. Was the baby shower. We had a baby shower this week, and I'm not going to say the name of the baby.
Don't.
I'm not going to announce the name here yet.
Yeah. Tell people when the baby gets here.
Probably.
Ish. Maybe.
Maybe not even after that, Josh.
Baby.
No, baby. Baby, maybe. No, it was baby shower was great. You know, people came over and we were gifted presents, and
Was it fun having a baby shower?
it didn't feel like it was for us.
It wasn't for you. It
No.
was for the baby.
Right. The whole thing just felt weird, to be honest. I kept telling people, I was like, this feels like it's for somebody else. Like, this doesn't, like, you know, I'm just here at this party.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Kelly said when you opened the onesies that we got you, that you got a little emotion.
I did. The onesies were very there were certain gifts that we got that I thought, okay, this makes it feel more real.
Yeah. That's how I felt too. We had our baby shower at y'all's house, actually.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had our baby shower.
Amy had at our house too.
It's a great house.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because Sarah threw that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself kind of meandering over to his toys and just like
Yeah.
picking up the toys now, and it makes it feel more real to
Yeah.
me. So I think that helped. Had another ultrasound today, and it looks like he's got hair,
Okay. Could be a hairy boy.
potentially.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. We're excited. Baby shower, that's a wrap. Now I'm going downstairs and trying, God help me, to complete that downstairs.
How much
I don't know. I've learned how to frame like around the air ducts.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Eddie can always help me, but
Yeah.
I really want to try and do the air frame out around this. It's a lot more
Yeah.
complicated than just like a normal house to frame out around this thing. So
You're like running out of time to like for it to be a project where I'm learning how to do this as I go. It just needs to be done.
at some point I need to just call and just be like, look, help me out here,
Eddie's
please.
sitting by the phone just waiting for me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, Eddie. I think you know what I need now. All right, I'll be right
So
over.
it's time.
I'll be right over.
Yeah, so we got a few more things to do. Frame out around there, finish putting the drywall up, which that really won't take much time at all. And then I need to even out the floors, which won't be bad. You just put this liquid stuff on it that self-leveling. Then mud all the joints of the drywall, and then lay the flooring down. And then paint, obviously. So that's like a ton of stuff to do, but you know, at least I have the in my mind, I can see the next like 5 steps and it'll be done. So there you go. That's it. That's my life.
Okay. Well, we're officially in. I don't know. We're gonna post a video on this same day today on the Blind Make Out channel, kind of explaining things. So maybe I won't talk all about it here, but we're getting our videos into getting ahead. And
Yeah.
you were so nice when Isaac was born. I told people in the community last week. I said, you guys probably didn't even realize how little I was doing after Isaac was born, that Jordan took over everything.
Oh, well, I barely remember that. It was so long ago.
Yeah. I don't forget it.
Oh, much like I won't forget when you do it for me.
So I told the community people, I was like, we're trying to make it so that I can pay back that kindness.
Oh. Well, that's nice. Thank you.
So anyway, so we're just in the middle of getting all that figured out, and we're having a good time, and I'm just so excited for this baby.
Me too.
Baby, maybe.
And that's why, for people who know what happened in Survivor, that's also one reason why what happened in Survivor needed to happen, because I'm really running out of time, and it takes
over your life.
It does. But I was considering it honestly because I was meeting the community.
Yeah.
I was like, this is actually work. Like I'm working, like making relationships.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's what I was telling Sarah. I was like, Sarah, I know this is, I'm obsessed with this, but like I'm actually making some great bonds and connecting with a lot of people that I
It probably sounds ridiculous unless you've done it. Like, because to me that doesn't sound ridiculous at all. When you started playing, I said if you make it to the merge, you're in too deep, and you made it to the merge, and at that point you were in too deep.
Well, because oftentimes what happens with that is, this is the only time I've played it, but on the other tribe, the other alliance, they had one person who was really like kind of strategizing a whole lot, and I know who that is now. I wasn't sure like during the game because we didn't really talk that much, me and him. But then on my side, it was like pretty much me and Link were doing that, And so it was kind of like that battle. Once that battle resolved,
Yeah.
and it was like, okay, I know what.
Which took a few days of duking it out.
Then we compromised, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I got stuff I got to do at this point. Like, I helped my alliance get there, and now I'm done with this.
Yeah. And you were trying to get through the game without lying.
Yes,
and
that
you,
was
you
my
got
whole-
to a point where you were going to have to lie to get to the end, and you said, all right, I think I'm just going to be done now.
I was going to have to betray somebody who the only reason they even did anything with me in the first place and swapped alliances was because I said I would never lie to them.
Yeah.
So I told them I would never vote for them. So then I had to make an alliance with the other alliance that we would vote this person out, but I full well knew I wasn't going to do that. So then once it got to that point, I just tapped out. So I went through the whole game without lying.
There you go.
As far as I can remember. So we're good.
That's supportblimeycow.com. I'll run another one of these soon.
Yeah.
We used to do it all the time. I haven't done it as much lately, but I need to do it more often.
It was good. People are, I mean, they're really having a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. All right.
Message.
What are we doing now? Message? Here we go. This is a spicy one. It's a little spicy.
Okay. Dear Jordan and Josh, for the past few months, my boyfriend and I have been crossing our boundaries too much and done things we now regret. We were planning on waiting for marriage, but we weren't strong enough to stand against lust and desires. I was just playing Desire by Ryan Adams on the guitar last night. That will bring a tear to a man's eye. I got up, I was like, man, I'm so inspired. What a great song. Went to, the harmonica part.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a harmonica that I can like have around my neck and play. I could not find that thing to save my life.
Oh,
I couldn't find it, and I have no clue where to. No idea. It's killing me.
I wonder if there's anybody else that has nostalgia the way we do for mid 2000s Ryan Adams, the way that we do.
Very few. Very few. At first, we didn't care that much because we love each other, and in our hearts, we feel like we've already married. Well, I have. We're
In the eyes of God.
In the eyes of the only person who matters. We're both in the mid-20s and have been together for almost a year and a half now. But we are planning on getting married in the winter or early spring next year, although we are not officially engaged yet. But now we feel like this physical intimacy has been damaging to our relationship because we've been struggling with much guilt and a pregnancy scare.
Oh, that'll bring two people together.
Yes, it will. Our love for each other is still the same, but our issues have been distracting us, especially in our relationship with the Lord. We've still been involved in church, but we've both felt like we've not served wholeheartedly. So we've now decided to stop with all the intimacy so we can put Jesus at the center of our relationship again, and also so we can focus on building a strong and healthy relationship. I know this is the right thing to do, but still I struggle with desires, and I know it would be terrible to start a marriage based on that. So, do you have any advice on how to cope with this and how we can restore our good and healthy relationship with Jesus at the center of it all? Thanks. Okay. See, I understand this, but what the thing that I am when people are like, I'm struggling with the desire. Okay, there's a difference between like having a desire,
Right.
and like, because that's normal. Like God built that.
No.
Get off me! Get off me!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which nobody knows what that's from.
Get off me!
I think this is where Christians go wrong. They lump all of everything in one, like
Right.
lust, desire, and then sleeping with somebody, like
Right.
which okay. If you even lusted after a woman, then you've committed adultery. Okay. There's a difference between like, wow, I'm drawn to this person I'm really attracted to.
Right.
And like I want to be in a marriage with them so that we can like do things.
I'm not allowed to think about it until we're married.
Right. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make
I should feel guilty. I'm a bad person if
Right.
I ever even think.
So then that's what happens to Christians is they feel like, well, I've already thought about them, so now
Right.
and then well, what's the point then? And
I know.
So I hate to see people kind of like go down this hole when in real life it's like, look, we were probably supposed to get married a lot younger than
Right.
we are, and it's like we're doing the unnatural thing
Right.
by being at the age where we should be doing this stuff.
Right.
But like because we're
Like
Christians, we're like we can't even think about it, and we need to.
Like instinctually, just the nature of thousands of years. It's like
Yeah.
people were married by this point. probably
Pop up.
mid
Married
20s.
at like 17.
Yeah. So like,
Or whatever.
just based on your ancestry, it's like, man, I should have been doing this stuff for the last 5 years, 6 years at least, you know? So if you've known somebody for a year and you really like them and you think you're going to spend the rest of your life with them, it's just normal. It's just normal. You know,
To want to, you know, to have this thought of I would like to.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, and we can procreate because that's instinctual too.
But then we hold off on marriage for so long because we're like waiting for this to have confirmation from God that this is the perfect thing.
We got to go through all the marriage counseling. We got to get all our ducks in a row. We got to make sure we've made enough money. We got to do this. We got to do that.
Not to say any of this stuff is bad, but like it can be a real distraction to not actually doing what God intended us to do, which was to probably get married, you know, younger than people are comfortable with at this point.
And then just stick with each other even when it's hard. Right. It's like, no, but what if you end up with the wrong person? You're not mature enough. It's like you're supposed to grow with the person.
Yeah, I think that's the part that we're missing in this life.
Yeah, you're gonna be different when you're 21 versus when you're 41, but you're also gonna be different when you're 28 versus when you're 48.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. Right.
So you grow together, and even when that's hard. Maybe even unnatural, like, oh, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't be together. It's like, no, you made the choice, dude. You did it, and now
at some point you just got to take the leap of faith, and that really is like trusting in God. It's not, is this the perfect person for me?
Right.
And okay, God, and an imperfect person, can you make this a perfect situation?
Right.
Right. I mean, that's like.
Do you think this person will be a good parent?
Yeah, there you go.
And if the answer to that is yes, which trying to think of all the people I've met in the last several years, how many of them do I think would be good parents?
That's a good question.
Not a ton of them, but I wouldn't marry most of them.
Exactly. It whittles it down to a lot, very small. That's a good point.
Am I attracted to this person? Will they support me? And will they be a good parent? And if the answer to those questions is yes, then just get married. Just get married.
Yeah, stop psychoanalyzing this. And yeah, I understand like keeping Jesus at the center of the relationship, but you know, they just need to
if they're
get
not
married.
like, it's not like, oh no, we can't do this and
right. It's like
and Jesus is also this other factor. It's like it's just the whole thing is just the whole thing, like we're saying.
Yeah. It's
just get married.
Right. It's not like Jesus. Yeah, you got the point. Yeah, I think you guys probably just need to get married.
Jordan, I don't even know if I have much to say about this, but I just thought it was an interesting jumping off point for a conversation. A remote Amazon tribe finally connects to the internet only to wind up hooked on porn and social media. So thanks to Elon Musk, because he's got that like Starlink thing, which is eventually going to make it so everybody has internet. So some remote Amazon tribe in Brazil, they got internet. And then all the people in the tribe, you know, the tribe elders are like, yeah, this hasn't been good.
What do you expect?
And these are people that like, you know, they probably don't use technology so much. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so even for them, the allure, the addiction is just too great. Like isn't that like, so what chance do we have?
That's true, because it's almost like, yeah, this is weird. This will like never happen again. We're witnessing, because when we were kids, we slowly came up in this to where it was kind of like normal to us at some point. We knew how to handle it. Yeah. But to just be a full grown adult and then just be like, hey, it would be like George Washington all of a sudden flying in an airplane. Yeah.
That's so true. That is very true. There will never be adults, other than unless you find like these Amazonian tribes. There will never be adults that get the internet for the first time the way that we did when we were.
Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting that there are still people out there.
Dude, and God bless them, man. It's crazy that there are tribes that haven't been contacted yet. Think about that. Sometimes they'll find satellite photos of just these people just like walking around in the trees.
It's pretty awesome.
In the forest, and they're just like, we don't know who that is. We've never talked to them.
If that's a service to them or a disservice. I don't know. You know, and that actually is a debate. People are like, why are we withholding information from them?
Yeah.
Because we're so much better than them. We're like, we can't like influence them or whatever. But it's like, well, we're holding a lot from them that they could have like a lot better lives. You know,
but also if they could have
air conditioning. They could have. Right. I don't know. We haven't contacted them. We don't know. No one asked them.
Here's the thing, though. It's like you got to think. It's not just air conditioning. It's I gotta have electricity, and as soon as I have electricity, now I have access to all these other things like that I could decide are not actually good for me. So yeah, I get the AC, but I also now have the chance of getting the internet and getting all these distractions. Maybe I want to be one with the land, you know?
Yeah, I know.
And that's why I say God bless, because I feel like it's good to have people out there that are still just so disconnected and divorced from all this stuff. Yeah. The way we all will be after the EMP attack.
World War III, I heard, is coming. You think that's like the final battle of the election? That's like that's the October surprise. Is World War III?
I don't know. You know what?
I know we're kind of getting off topic with this tribe, but it somehow is all connected.
I think I don't know. I don't know what I think anymore.
We're sending like a bunch of troops to the line or someplace, and like we've told Russia that if they do something, that we're going to start bombing some of their cities, and Russia's like, hey, we're going to blow up some European cities if you guys do that.
I don't know, man. You know? I don't think there's the appetite for it.
I don't either, but
I don't think there's the appetite for it, and so I think if they try to launch a full scale war, they're not going to be able to convince people. It's like it's one thing when life is good, and it's like
that's true,
you know. But it's like when people are struggling financially, and then you're telling us we got to go fight 1,000 rand, and we're like, explain to me in 2 sentences why we have to be involved in this. Because that was why after 9/11 it worked well, because they did this to us.
Yeah,
that took you 1 sentence, and you could explain that to me. Go get them, you know. But even for that, now you realize, oh yeah, that was a 20-year debacle.
Yeah.
Well, so for the people old enough like us to remember that, it's like you can't explain to me in 2 sentences what's going on,
right?
And now you're expecting us to be okay with you going and spending billions of our dollars,
right,
to go fight. I don't know. So I don't know what the thing's going to be this year.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I do know that this Amazonian tribe, they're not going to know.
They probably don't care.
I mean, they're too busy watching you know. They're just like, I don't have to think about the news. I'm just watching this stuff.
Everybody's susceptible. Doesn't matter how connected to the land you are.
I know
everyone will fall.
Everybody can fall. It's like, in a way, it's a little validating, or maybe not. Maybe validating is the wrong word.
I know what you mean.
It's just like, okay, this is just a natural human thing. It's not like we're worse
because we've lived in society for so long that it's corrupted us.
They can get anybody that quick.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably in a matter of days that this happened. This whole tribe was just like taken over.
Where's the porn?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was an interesting segment. We talked about it some, and we talked about it not a lot, but we gave some insight. What's the next thing? I don't even know.
Jordan, last week on the show, you shared with us some footage that you had come across of MH370, the Malaysian plane that disappeared several years ago.
The abduction by the U.S. government into oblivion through a wormhole.
Because of the superconductors
and the floating orbs. And so a Blimey Cow fan reached out and was like, hey, here's another YouTube video, a debunk video.
Or why don't you watch this?
Watch this.
You tell me that this is the shockwave.
Do we have the shockwave on our server?
We do now, actually.
Wait, what?
I found the stock footage.
You did! You got it!
Yeah, rather, we didn't. Some people on Reddit did. This is a stock footage clip from the 90s. There's the clip from the video, and here is the stock footage.
It's perfect!
Oh, it's perfect!
Cinderella, baby.
Cinderella, man.
That's it.
Clip right
stock
on.
Footage clip from the 90s.
Wow. An ISA, dude, an identified stock asset.
So these VFX guys found the stock footage that was used in the in the fake video. Jordan, how do you feel about that?
No, I love it.
It's like as fun as conspiracy theories are, the debunking is also fun.
I know, that's what I mean. These guys are funny. I've never heard of them before.
Yeah,
What's
this is
channel?
called a Corridor Crew. I guess this
I'll
is
have
what
to
they
find
do.
them. I like
yeah.
their attitudes. They're hilarious.
Yeah, and they're just like, I guess, VFX guys, and so if they see footage, they can just immediately pick out what it is.
Well, what kind of after the podcast that we made, it did a little bit more digging.
Yeah.
And from what I can see, I think I'm correct in saying this, but I could be wrong. But it seemed like the man who was claiming that all this was a government anti-gravity kind of situation, wormhole thing, somehow had like a government job or worked somehow with that. And
Who wants to work for the CIA?
Who wanted a job at the CIA, Josh?
Just
Tucker
like
Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
No, like and I think I think what I just said is true. I'm not exactly sure, but when he said something, I was like, wait, he works for the government or has in the past?
They always do. It's always there's always some CIA connection or something.
I don't know. It was a bit weird. I was like, why would you admit that? Anyways, so the best part of that, the whole Tucker Carlson Russia thing, I didn't even watch the whole thing, but when Putin said, and you would know all about that because you wanted to get a job at the CIA.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was just hilarious. He didn't even say anything back.
Gives me that face he makes.
I thought I was expecting some kind of rebuttal. I think it just shocked him.
I'm surprised he I mean, I guess he wanted to make sure it looked like it was unedited, but I'm so surprised he included that.
I am too. So this was a great look. Just like I told to the Flat Earth people, I love to hear the other side. Then I get to make my decision. This is I mean, that seems very obvious to me.
Yeah. Yeah, especially as video editors ourselves, who like are pulling up these stock animations all the time. Like that is the same thing.
Yeah, and like he said, the pixels aren't 100% identical because you could throw a bunch of filters on it that can manipulate that easily.
This is what is it, After Effects or whatever, where you can adjust like, oh, the particles do this or do that.
Yeah. But to have the exact same wave in general, like that's literally impossible. To have that exact same waveform.
Yeah. So there you go, debunked.
Okay.
We still don't know what happened with the plane.
Look, that's good news for me. No, I mean that's bad news, but it's good news that the government doesn't have anti-gravity stuff.
But it's still, the plane had a lot of superconductor guys on it, right?
That is concerning. Maybe they were getting close and they had to zap them.
They just blew that plane up, dude.
I think that's
what it was. And then they just went in quick and got what they could. That's what
I think it was.
If you went down into the ocean and dug around the way they do for the Titanic all the time, I'm sure you'd find something.
I definitely think that happened.
Yeah.
Somebody was on that plane they didn't want.
Yep.
All right, well, we're good. See, I don't hold too close to these conspiracies. I just like delving and diving into them. Makes me happy. It gives me a little bit of hope.
Me too. Isaac turned 5 this week.
That's right.
And the day before he did, I told Kelly, I said, well, Kelly, 5 years ago was the last day of the first part of our lives. We had no idea what was going to happen the next day. I was remembering, and of course I'm thinking about all this stuff because of you now. I was just remembering what it was like. Last night I was scrolling through all the pictures from that day. Like, man, I just look like a child. I just look like a child.
So much.
I've seen so much. I really do look very different. Hang on a second. I'm going to pull up a picture. Looking at how much I've changed and how much he's changed and life has changed. It's just crazy. It really is wild, and there's not much more to it. I just have been thinking a lot about that, and now you're about to go through it now too.
And it's this is going to sound really obviously. This sounds like totally whatever the word is I'm looking for, inexperienced. But I'm wondering what that transition is going to be for me, because I have so much that I'm looking after, so many living things that I'm looking after constantly. Yeah. With the amount of chickens that I have and the dogs that I have and everything, and it's I think it's a lot more involved than people think.
Right.
It is. Especially if something is sick. I've got to be up in the middle of the night doing stuff.
It's not like you have a pet, which you do, but you have. It's a job.
Yeah,
it's a job
like
to
a
tend
second
and care for.
Exactly.
I think
so. I'm curious if this will feel like it's like, okay, this is familiar at least
Yeah.
in some regard.
I think you're right in a lot of respects, and I also think that it'll still be a surprising thing.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
There's a lot of things that you don't really think about until you have kids. Like, for example, like anytime Kelly and I, like if the kids are at mom and dad's house and Kelly and I go somewhere, when we get in the car, we're like, oh, we just got in the car.
Yeah, you didn't have to.
And then we just pulled out and left.
Oh, yeah.
That took 2 minutes. Remember when we used to be able to just leave the house? Just lots of little things that are not like, oh, no, I got to get the kids in the car, but are just like things that just evolve and change in your life that, at some point you don't do them one day and then you're like, oh, I didn't even think about how used I've gotten to. All right, now I got to buckle Isaac and I got to buckle Elliot. Is Shiloh in? You got Shiloh? Okay, all right, now let's get in the car. 20-minute process. So
that's funny.
Yeah, and then they get old enough that all you have to do is unbuckle them and they can get out of the seat themselves. That's a good day.
I'm sure it is. So this day is coming up for me. I'll let you know how that transition goes.
I think that the having a farm and a bunch of farm animals has prepared you in a lot of aspects. I think that's true. That's true.
Not trying to say that our baby is like a farm animal, but the idea of having a lot of responsibilities and making sure there's nobody sick and there's nobody that you need to quarantine for a little while and
it's a creature for a long time that just really has no agency. It's just at the mercy of you have to take care of it or nothing is going to happen.
Well, because I do remember when I realized, we have chickens, but like this isn't just having chickens. I started to realize, there's a lot more responsibility. Like what happens if the chicken gets sick?
Right.
What happens if I have to make the call to kill one of these animals? Right. Oh, I'm the one who's going to have to do this.
Right.
And then it just starts to snowball. Oh, I can take on more. Oh, we can get more dogs. Oh, we can get this, and balancing all that. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. But my it gave me hope is I saw on Instagram one of our closest friends growing up, and now is
who is it?
Hannah.
Our Hannah?
Yeah. And she was having a problem with her roof.
Yes.
And so I saw like she was posting an Instagram story about this nightmare scenario of what was going on, and so when I was just watching it, I was getting angry because I realized, I actually know about this, and I can like help. And I can tell them, hey, you've gotten like screwed by somebody, and like I can diagnose it and like help them to get in contact with whatever they need to and get pictures that they need. And it just hit me. I drove over to their house and just helped them out with that. And when I was like diagnosing it, and it was weird. It was like I don't even know how to describe it. It was I that was really the moment that I realized, wow, I have really, really come a long way at this point. Slowly change happens and you don't you feel like the same idiot constantly.
Right.
It's like, okay, I feel like I know nothing now.
Yeah.
And then I realized, everybody isn't there's no idiots. It's everyone just has either done something or hasn't done something.
That's right.
And so it was really cool to still feel like I know nothing and be like, I know this thing because I had literally almost the same situation kind of happen to me in a way. And so just because I had gone through that and have enough experience in construction at this point, doing various things, to be able to go and help a friend, I was like, dude, this is the dream. This is just awesome. To be that kind of relief for somebody. Yeah. When it's like, dude, no one knows, and then you just get a text from somebody. It's like, hey, I'll be over and help you out. It's like, that's probably just I know personally from my neighbor, that's the most relieving thing. Okay, somebody's got my back that at least knows more than me.
When you know somebody who knows how to do something, like knowing somebody who works on AC units, for example.
Yeah.
We know lots of people that work on AC units, and so that's always a nice relief.
To know that somebody, even if they can't necessarily do the job, but knows a lot more than you, to be able to vouch for you and tell if somebody's lying to you.
Yes.
So you don't just have to trust a company.
Right.
Who is in a personal friend at that. That was pretty cool. That gave me hope. I was like, I've made a big difference in my life and in my son's life that I know how to do this. That I'll be able to, relay information to him.
You're gonna be super dad. You're gonna know how to do it. He's gonna know. He's gonna be a super kid. He's gonna know how to do all kinds of things.
He'll be flying at 14. We're
That-
gonna miss pilot's license at 14 or however young you have to be. Is it
right.
13?
You think I know? I don't know.
I thought we knew. I don't remember. Yeah.
Your son is not. He's not going to care. He's going to be that kid who's like, I didn't really watch TV growing up.
I don't know.
They would have let me. I just didn't.
They would have let me.
What were you not allowed to watch? I guess I don't know if I would have been allowed to watch that. I was too busy building things.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm excited to see. Yeah, it'll be like I said before. It's weird because I want to encourage him to be able to build stuff and things like that. So it's going to be strange to see him grow up differently in a way. And just like it's going to be like I've said before on the podcast, like it's going to be hard to like where is his brain at like at this age? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was doing different things or whatever,
Yeah.
and so it'll be interesting. But I'm excited. It really did give me hope that I could go and help them diagnose that. So we're still on it, Josh. We're trying to figure out get in contact with the
roof
right
fixed.
people, and I might even go over there and help them with some stuff and
Oh,
get
today?
some work. No, not today, but
okay.
just with some drywall and stuff
okay.
like that.
Good
So
deal.
That's the story with that. Now let's get to we recommend. Isle of Sea and Sky. What is this, Josh?
Do you remember growing up this old Super Nintendo game, Goof Troops?
Oh yeah, that was actually a great game. Like that was a good
I
puzzle
know.
game. That really holds up.
This game just came out, and it's basically the same idea.
Here we go.
And you know what? I've heard this is a great game. I have only made it through the first few areas. I mean, very early on. I know I'm still in the intro right now. And in fact, this trailer that I'm showing on
just
screen, I'm
classic.
realizing is just the opening section. And I'm guessing they're only showing the opening section because it's one of those games where it'll give things away if the whole game is just showing solutions if you show any part of the game. But it does a really good job of showing, not telling you. So you're sitting there going, oh, okay, here's the rule for this and here's the rule for that. Oh, that's interesting how the level works because it doesn't tell you this, and this isn't really a spoiler, but it does that thing that I love so much in puzzle games where it literally is just, okay, here's the room, get out of the room.
Yeah.
You don't need anything anywhere else. You just have to get out of this room.
Yeah.
And all the tools you need to get out of this room are in this room. Go.
That's fun.
Any game that you would think there'd be more games like that, and there's really not. And the ones that exist are so good. Baba Is You. I wouldn't even include The Witness as one of those games because The Witness is like, I don't know what to do with this puzzle. I might need information on the other side of the
That's
island.
true.
But
if you consider the island a room.
right. Now, that's a good point. A very big room. Talos Principle is certainly this way, where it's literally just you walk into an area. Okay, here are the tools. Now solve the puzzle. And that's how this game is too. So I got just far enough in it to realize this is going to suck up a lot of my time. It's not just a quick play for 5 minutes. It's like you really got to absorb the information. So I'm excited. That's the reason I never finished Baba Is You, because that's like that game is the ultimate brain burner. That's
You're not just playing that for fun. Like at some point, you're terrorizing yourself.
It really is. That's one of the only puzzle games I actually had to look up a solution. I got so frustrated. I was like, Kelly, I think I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm gonna have to. Look this
that
up.
would kill me.
But now it's been long enough that I don't remember what it was. So I kind of want to go through the game again. And anyways, but Isles of Sea and Sky just came out. It's been getting some buzz, and I see why I recommend it.
The person clearly played Goof Troop.
I think
You
so.
think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goof Troop. Yeah. So Goof Troop was like this top-down push blocks
Boxes
around
and
and boxes to get out of areas and stuff. Great.
That really was a good game.
No, and it was co-op too, so you could just take a turn. It was great.
good.
All right, what about you? What you got?
If somebody's doing work on your house, this is what I recommend.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know what they're doing, watch them.
Yes.
And make them. And everyone's always like, these guys just don't trust anybody. If you've ever had people work on your house, you will start to not trust people.
That's right. I have that experience. Recently.
I feel like everybody's had that experience. But for people out there who have never had somebody come out and actually do something major on their house, don't just trust what they do. Like, go if they're doing stuff on the roof, make sure you're out there, have somebody there that day, take off work that day, make sure that you're asking questions, even if you don't know, like just ask stupid questions. And just if something's not making sense, or if you see something that even to the untrained eye seems a little weird, bring it up.
Right.
That could save years of
Yeah.
headache down the road
And
just from taking one day off of work.
It makes you feel awkward, but you're spending the money
Yeah.
to have it done. So just, it's okay to be a little annoying if somebody is working on your house and spending thousands of dollars to do it,
It really makes you want to, I enjoy watching these, I go through spurts of watching these handymen on YouTube where they kind of just have like a GoPro on.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, today I've gotten this job
Yeah.
from Facebook and this job from Facebook. Being a trustworthy person who wants to do good work, even if I lose money because I'm taking too long, I don't want to screw somebody. So it's like, hey, I thought this was going to be a lot easier. Turns out it was a lot harder. I was a little confused. It took me 5 hours. I thought it was going to take me 1 hour. That's just what it is today.
Right.
And I'm not going to do a bad job. I'm going to do the right thing. If you just did that for a little while and just got more of those under your belt of these situations that were a bit confusing, maybe you lost a bit of money on it, but then the next time you can do it quicker. That kind of makes you want to get into that handyman side of things, even though I'm probably never going to do that. But I always just think, that would be interesting if I do stuff long enough that it kind of maybe makes sense to. You just got to have all of the ends to get into the right jobs and stuff like that for the right connections and stuff. But
to get into handyman work.
Yeah, once you get in with a family. Then they tell another family. And another family tells another family. Hey, this guy's trustworthy. He does good work. But but until then, it's a bit hard. You're just bidding on jobs on Facebook,
right?
And,
that part of it doesn't sound fun at all.
No, not at all. It would be fun if you were doing it more casually, and then you built those connections in that, and then it's like, oh hey, Jordan is able to. Okay, I can come out and whatever. I think that would be fun. Again, that's probably not going to happen. But when I was helping Hannah out doing that, I was like, I actually enjoyed this. It was fun driving out. I like talking to people, so I get to talk to them and diagnose something. It was just cool. Just thoughts that play in the back of my head. So, well, anyways. Well, is that the end of the video?
You'd be really good at that. It is the end of the video.
Okay. And this was the first episode on the new podcast.
So go ahead and if this just popped up in your feed and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is not the Blimey Cow channel. This is the Blimey Cow podcast.
Yeah,
channel.
so that could be confusing. Yeah, that's true. People might not know.
Yeah, they might just see it and be like, "Oh, great,
another episode." No, this is.
Yeah, check. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, make sure
that's important.
Click that like button. Comment. Help the algorithm.
I mean, look, if they watch this whole video, whether they're subscribed or not, they're gonna get recommended the next one.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
That's more important than being subscribed anyways, whether YouTube blesses or not.
Well, thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir.